The NFC South, the redheaded stepchild of the NFL. In recent seasons, they have undisputably been the worst division in all of football. Despite Tampa Bay winning a playoff game, they were still the worst division with their two best teams finishing 9-8. Will they be better in 2024? Yes, but that's only because they can't possibly get worse. Welcome back to Finned Up. I am Brian Mochak, and this is the #1 goodest boy in the world, Sir Reginald Puppersworth. I am here to continue my 2024 divisional previews, where I will discuss each team, make record predictions, and all while making silly jokes along the way. Let's get into it. Julie, do the thing!
There's the dunk and the shoulder right there. Damon Shelton got
Finned
up.
The Atlanta Falcons. While I do agree with firing former head coach Arthur Smith this offseason, I really wish they didn't. We, as collective football fans, need a head coach to hate. We need a villain for us all to collectively root against. And that's what Arthur Smith provided us. Arthur Smith is a terrorist trending on the artist formerly known as Twitter brought me so many laughs. The 2024 season just won't be the same without it. Objectively, the Falcons made all the right moves this offseason, except for one which I will get into in a second. The team is loaded with young talent across the board like Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. They just needed a not terrible quarterback to get them the ball, unlike Desmond Ridder. Quick aside, I love Kirko. I, like everyone else, made fun of him for choking and blowing it in big games. But after watching that Netflix quarterback documentary and listening to his interviews on Part of My Take, I really like the guy. Not to be dramatic, but I'd die for him. Hell, I'd do something worse. I'd convert and be a die-hard Christian for him. Finned Up stands for Kirk Cousins and chooses to ignore the ignorant homophobic comment he made over a decade ago. Where was I before the tangent? Okay, yeah, lots of talent. Now they have a good quarterback to get the talent the ball. Raheem Morris is a good defensive coach, and they brought in Zach Robinson as offensive coordinator, who coached for the Rams and learned under Sean McVay. The only real head scratcher was drafting Michael Penix Jr. in the first round of this year's draft. And listen, I like Penix. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback in the NFL. But drafting a 24-year-old to sit and be a developmental guy when you could have drafted Rome Odunze or Olu Fashanu to bolster their offense more, it's like when the Seahawks threw the ball on the goal line against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, rather than just give it to Marshawn Lynch. They were so close to doing everything right, but then just fucked it up when it mattered most. Sorry for the stray Seahawks fans. Regardless, the Atlanta Falcons will be good, and I am giving them a record of 12-5 and first place in the NFC South. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know last year the Buccaneers won the division and they won a playoff game against the Eagles, but if they played in any other division, they would have finished in third place. And if they played against any other team other than the Hindenburg Eagles, they would have lost that game. Tampa Bay's success was a product of their circumstance, not their skill. It's like the trust fund kid at Harvard saying he deserves the right to be there when half of the buildings on campus are named after somebody in his family. Your ancestors rode on the Mayflower and fought in the Revolutionary War, Preston. Not you. So shut the fuck up and quit bragging about it. I do like the Bucs defense, and Todd Bowles is a very good defensive coach, but the issue is the offense. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both phenomenal wide receivers, but they're not getting any younger. I love Baker. I love to see his bounce back in Tampa Bay, but in the NFL, coaching matters. And former offensive coordinator Dave Canales, who is now head coach in Carolina, was a bright offensive mind who did a lot for that team. They replaced him with Liam Cohen. Who the fuck is Liam Cohen? Look at this man. Look at him. Are you going to tell me, based off this picture, that this is a bright, young, offensive mind? And I know, don't judge a book by the cover, but I'm judging a book by the cover. If 50 Shades of Grey taught us anything, it's that sometimes a book can have a bad cover and even be worse on the inside. Much worse. For those reasons, Shark Tank, I am predicting a record of 8-9 and second place in the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers. Speaking of Dave Canales, let's talk about his new team, the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers will be better in 2024 than they were in 2023 because, let's be honest, it can't get worse. As I mentioned before, I think Canales is a good coach. With a proper offense and proper weapons around him, Bryce Young will be a good quarterback, and I really like their first round pick, wide receiver Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina. This dude was a steal in the draft, and he's going to be really good in the NFL. Do I only feel this way because Leggett sounds like Maggot and makes me think of Nelly's character from The Longest Yard? Honestly, probably. Now, the thing about Carolina is, yes, they did make strides in the offseason to improve their roster and coaches, but that drink-throwing, billionaire, elitist swine, David Tepper, is still at the top running the show, and shit always flows downhill. And yeah, all the NFL owners, other than the Green Bay Packers, are billionaire, elitist swine. So I really am talking out of both sides of my mouth on this one, but none of the other ones threw a drink at anybody to our knowledge. So yeah, there's that. I'm predicting 6 wins for the Panthers and their December ticket prices costing $1.45. The New Orleans Saints. Okay, this is my bold prediction for this video. The Saints are going to be bad in 2024. Like, real bad. If you've seen enough of my videos, you will know that I have an irrational love for Jameis Winston. Isn't all love irrational, Brian? Oh, that's so true, other Brian. Because of my love for Jameis Winston, I hate Saints head coach Dennis Allen for continuing to play Derek Carr over Jameis. And listen, I have nothing against Derek Carr. He's just not that good. And yeah, Jameis isn't that good either, but the Saints were nowhere near as miserable to watch when he was on the field. I mean, goddamn, all of us football fans collectively became masochists when we watched that Thursday night football game against the Jaguars last year. Yeah, you all forgot about that one, but now that I'm bringing it up, you all will remember it. Watching every Saints offensive play was like getting kicked in the scrotum for my male viewers and like having menstrual cramps for my female viewers. I made that joke because I'm a feminist. Also, quick aside, the Saints drafted Alabama cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry in the second round of this year's draft. That name's sweet. I am predicting 4 wins for the Saints in 2024 and last place in the NFC South. To recap my predictions, I have the Atlanta Falcons finishing first in the division at 12-5. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers finishing second at 8-9. The Carolina Panthers are going to finish third at 6-11. And the New Orleans Saints are going to finish last at 4-13. That's the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this one, be sure to check out some of my other ones, and I will see you next time. I love you all. Bye.